Well, I really want to encourage a kind of fantasy, a kind of magic. I love the term magic realism. It says certain things. It's about expanding how you see the world. I think we live in an age where we're just hammered to think this is what the world is. Television's saying, everything's saying, that's the world. And it's not the world. The world is a million possible things. Terry Gilliam. The only American in the troupe, Terry Gilliam was a part of Monty Python's flying circus from the outset. His handicrafted, cut-out animation sequences were his distinguishing contribution. He also took a number of small roles in Monty Python films. Gilliam became a screenwriter and director, building upon the experience he had acquired co-directing Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Time Bandits, 1981, exhibits Gilliam's characteristic interest in revisionist history and children's fantasy. Terry Gilliam's entire career has been spent as an endearing fight against convention. Along the way, in Time Bandits, Gilliam tweaks various legendary great and powerful figures. Napoleon, Robin Hood, even Satan. Not to mention technology and consumerism, to reveal the narrow-minded, clumsy, grasping people we grown-ups really are. Time Bandits is an imaginative romp and was a strong box office success. It remains one of his most popular films. Brazil of 1985 is a parable of corporate dominance. It depicts an environment strewn in propagandistic slogans and is scored with an unending rhythm of typewriter keys. The film's protagonist is a blue-collared everyman played by Jonathan Pryce. He lives in an automated apartment. His corporate setting, dressed in impersonal fluorescent lighting and shades of gray, is similarly dehumanizing. As a counterbalance to his natural environment, Sam has dreams in which he is an armored, winged hero. Though ironically comedic, Brazil is dense and ambiguous. The film is without debate Gilliam's most ambitious work and was critically well received, but barely recouped its budget at the box office. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen is referenced many times in Lost in La Mancha. Munchausen is a vision of little inhibition. The title character is a legendary aging buccaneer. He is flanked by enormously talented disciples, one who has telescopic vision, one who has incredible hearing, another who is remarkably fast of foot. These traits, when exhibited, will supply the film's episodes of remarkable beauty. Baron Munchausen would become Gilliam's production Albatross. Before completion, and due to numerous hindrances, including lost costumes and lawsuits, production was halted, and Gilliam was temporarily fired. He was shortly reinstated, filming completed afterwards with a truncated script and some of the film's most expensive scenes written out. It finished production at twice its budget. Personally, I find the film chaotic and uneven, but there are passages of majestic, realized beauty, including an enchanting trip to the moon. The film definitely captures both Gilliam's great strengths and some of his flaws. His next film, The Fisher King, was far more conventional. Shock jock Jack Lucas, played by Jeff Bridges, makes an offhanded radio remark that causes a man to go on a killing spree, leaving Lucas unhinged with guilt. Lucas's later chance meeting with Perry, played over the top by Robin Williams, a homeless man suffering from dementia, gets him involved in the unlikely quest for the Holy Grail. The film's characters are realistically motivated. Notably, this is the first of Gilliam's efforts not to include a Monty Python alum, and the feelings and impulses attributed to them are inherently human. 12 Monkeys, my personal favorite, inherits elements of his prior work, namely time travel and relative insanity. The film opens in 2025 in the aftermath of a global epidemic that caused the deaths of billions. 5 performances are delivered by Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt, who is also nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. The critical reaction was mixed. For example, Desson Thompson said, Gilliam's atmospherics and exhilarating momentum easily outweigh trifling flaws in the script. Richard Corliss of Time magazine, on the other hand, felt the film's time travel aspect, an apocalyptic depiction of a bleaker future, to be overtly cliché. Nevertheless, 12 Monkeys was a very strong commercial success. This was not the case of Gilliam's 1998 film adaptation of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It stars Johnny Depp as Raoul Duke and Benicio del Toro as Dr. Gonzo. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was a box office failure, grossing far less than its $18.5 million budget. The critical reception was also mixed. I'm inclined to agree with Gaby Wood, who wrote, "After a while, there's an element of the tedium usually found in someone else's druggy experiences." Gilliam himself said, "I want it to be seen as one of the great movies of all time and one of the most hated movies of all time." The next attempt was another collaboration with Depp, the man who killed Don Quixote. We learn all about this in Lost in La Mancha. In 2005, Gilliam made a film starring Heath Ledger and Matt Damon called The Brothers Grimm. It seemed like a perfect vehicle for Gilliam's outlandish imagination. But, as Jürgen Firth notes, all his obsessions are on display: the cages, the sadistic torturers, the gross-out humor, and Jonathan Pryce. But the script is woefully formulaic and lifeless, and Gilliam's usual flair seems hampered by astoundingly low production values. Nevertheless, despite major clashes between Gilliam and his producers, the film was a commercial success, particularly in foreign markets. His most recent film, The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, also starred Heath Ledger, who overdosed during production. Production was suspended until Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell offered to volunteer to complete Ledger's role, transforming into multiple incarnations of his character in the magical world of the film. The film was nominated for 2 Academy Awards and had strong international box office. Its reception in the U.S., however, was lukewarm. After regaining the rights to the screenplay of The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, Gilliam restarted pre-production in 2008 with Johnny Depp still attached to the project, and Robert Duvall potentially playing Don Quixote. But Gilliam has had difficulty securing financing for the project. Johnny Depp is no longer available for the part, but supposedly Ewan McGregor might be cast as Toby. Who knows what may happen, as this sets up the classic conflict between Gilliam's driving imagination and his challenges with film economics. I hope you've enjoyed this selective filmography.